We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
A government shutdown averted, the Biden administration uses banks to spy on Americans, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. Congress on Thursday approved a stopgap measure to keep the federal government funded into March, sending it to President Biden for his signature just before a deadline to avoid a partial government shutdown. The legislation, the third short-term spending deal since October, extends the deadlines to March 1st and March 8th, giving lawmakers time to pass a dozen spending bills totaling $1.66 trillion to fund government agencies through the fall. The shutdown would have affected about 20% of the federal government. The House passed the bill in a 314 to 108 vote over the strong objections of far-right Republicans who had demanded deeper spending cuts and a crackdown on immigration at the U.S.-Mexico border. President Biden said Thursday that U.S. attacks against Houthi rebels in Yemen would continue as long as the militant groups continued launching missiles and drones at ships in the Red Sea. The fifth round of U.S. strikes took out a range of Houthi missiles that had been readied to be fired, White House spokesperson John Kirby said Thursday. The strikes came after a Houthi drone struck a U.S. ship. The Houthis started attacking vessels in the Red Sea last year in support of Hamas. A Houthi leader said in a televised speech, "It was a great honor for the group to be in direct confrontation with Israel, the United States, and Britain." Federal investigators asked banks to search and filter customer transactions by using terms like MAGA and Trump as part of an investigation into January 6th, warning that purchases of religious texts could indicate extremism. The House Judiciary Committee revealed Wednesday in a letter obtained by Fox News Digital. Fox News Digital learned the committee also obtained documents that indicate officials suggested that banks query transactions with keywords like Dick's Sporting Goods, Cabela's, Bass Pro Shops, and more. The House Judiciary Committee said its subcommittee on the weaponization of the federal government have been conducting oversight of federal law enforcement's receipt of information about American citizens without legal process and its engagement with the private sector. The requests on the banks were made with no legal warrants. A Haitian illegal immigrant charged with raping a developmentally disabled person was released back into the community in Boston as authorities ignored an Immigration and Customs Enforcement request to transfer him into its custody. Disturbingly, and despite our filing an immigration detainer, this individual was released back into the community by the criminal court, ICE said in a statement. In a press release, ICE said that the illegal immigrant arrived at the border at a port of entry in Brownsville, Texas in December 2022 and was released with a notice to appear after being deemed inadmissible. ICE sources identified the man as Pierre Lucard Emile. In September, he was arrested for rape and indecent assault and battery on a developmentally disabled person. ICE immediately lodged a detainer, which is a request that an illegal immigrant be held so that ICE can take them into custody and begin deportation proceedings. The Boston Authority refused to comply. Hunter Biden has agreed to appear for a closed-door deposition before the House Oversight Committee in February, ending months of wrangling over his testimony, according to committee chair Representative James Comer. The committee wants to question Hunter Biden about foreign business dealings that benefited President Joe Biden. The president's son is a key witness in this investigation, and he's going to be able to come in now and sit down and answer questions in a substantive manner, Comer said. Hunter Biden had resisted testifying behind closed doors, calling the House's first subpoena invalid and offering a public hearing instead. The University of Pennsylvania, home of President Biden's think tank, recently tripled its donations originating from China. The Washington, D.C. office of Biden's think tank, the Penn Biden Center for Diplomacy and Global Engagement, previously found itself under a microscope after confidential documents were found at the center. The discovery led to questions regarding Chinese donations to the University of Pennsylvania, which harbors the think tank. New records obtained by Americans for Public Trust show that the University of Pennsylvania recently saw its donations from China exponentially swell from its previous reporting period, and some of the money has come from individuals and institutions with ties to the Chinese Communist Party. Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis will appear for a February 15th hearing regarding allegations that she had an improper relationship with her lead prosecutor. Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee scheduled the hearing on Thursday. Willis has spearheaded the prosecution of former President Trump in his indictment on election interference charges. Court documents filed earlier this month says Willis hired Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, her alleged romantic partner, to prosecute Trump and benefited financially from the relationship in the form of lavish vacations that the two went on using funds his firm received for working the case. Willis has not confirmed or denied the claim, but she suggested she and Wade are being scrutinized because they are black. When all else fails, play the race card. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of The Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.